Здравейте! Аз съм Пламен Андонов, а това е българският криптоканал.
Okay, and we are live. So, hello to everyone who's watching live at what is it? It's like 6:40 p.m. here in Sofia, Bulgaria, on 16th of December 2021. And Brenda is joining us, aka CryptoMom from Twitter. So, Brenda, could you please start with who are you, where are you from, and what's the time where you are at the moment?
Hello, thank you for inviting me to your beautiful I think
podcast.
It's a podcast.
Yep.
Okay, yes, thank you. And I just want to say I go by Miss CryptoMom on Twitter.
Okay.
And I am currently in San Antonio, Texas. I actually grew up in Kenya and I spent 18 years of my life. My first 18 years was spent in Kenya. The next 10 years was spent in Europe, in Germany.
Oh, wow.
I spent 10 years in Germany, yes. And in 2004, we relocated to the States. My husband's American.
I see. Nice.
Yes.
Awesome. Wow, that's quite a colorful story, I would say. Colorful background.
Yes, I mean, I've lived in different continents and I love it. Yes.
Crazy.
I love
Okay.
it.
So can you please just repeat like the amount of years? Until what age? At what age did you move to Germany?
I moved to Germany when I was 18.
18, I see. To study
Yes,
or what?
I actually, they have an exchange program.
Yeah.
They call au pair. Yes. So I went to Germany to study au pair. So I was one of the good students in my German class. I mean, good, not quotes, really good. And my German teacher picked up how well I was, really making an effort. And they, when she went back, they sent some, connected us with some families. And so I went to Germany. And in Germany, I met my husband, actually. I met my in 1998. We had our first daughter, and she's the one who actually put me into crypto. My daughter, our oldest daughter is 23 and our youngest is 19. So, yeah.
Bless them. So wait, so you said that you met your husband in Germany. What was he doing there?
He was in the army. My husband is a veteran, yeah. He was in the army. And
Okay.
he's, so when he when he got out of the army, we decided, hey, we were going to stay in Germany for a bit. So we stayed in Germany for about five years after that. And after that, we just were like, the military was, DOD, Department of Defense, then got him a good job in Kansas. So we moved to Kansas in the cold, and I don't like cold weather. I know you're in Bulgaria, and it's very cold in the winter.
It is, yeah. We have proper winter. It was just snowing the other day. I had to put the winter tires on.
Oh yeah, I can't. I did winter, and I was done. I didn't grow up in winter. We don't have seasons, so I was ready to move to Texas, and Texas has been amazing. I love it.
How is Texas? What is the weather like in Texas year round?
San Antonio is, for people who are not used to hot weather, it gets really hot in the summer.
How hot?
I would say over 30 degrees, 30 Fahrenheit, 30 degrees.
How much is that in Celsius though? We work in Celsius here.
Oh, you guys are in Celsius, so wait a minute, it should be 100.
No, I think you I think you flipped them, yeah.
Okay, 40. How about 40?
Okay, 40 Celsius. Yeah, it's at that point where you literally feel uncomfortable hot.
Oh my God. Like I've been to Dubai one time and it stuck at me at 40 degrees and I was like, but now in Texas it's different. It's not at to where you can't. It's kind of also, it's humid, but it's just it's sometimes too hot. But yeah, we got used to it.
Okay. And what about the winter? What's the winter like?
Winter is, people are wearing shorts in winter. We had that storm last year. This year in February where we had the fast snowstorm in Texas. But other than that, that's probably the one time in 11 years I've seen something like that in winter.
Okay. Okay. And do you at all like move states, or did you just like go to Texas and just stay there the whole time?
No, we were in Kansas. Kansas was before. I mean, we were in Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas. So we used to come and visit friends in Texas. And when my husband, got relocated here, we were really happy in 2010. So I always loved Texas. I was visiting friends even before I moved here. But yeah, we were in Kansas before. He's from California though. Mm-hmm. So yeah, his family is from California, West Coast, and we love the West Coast as well. I was just at Art Basel, Miami. Miami is where Bitcoin is really loved in Miami. So yeah, I'm always in Miami. Every other 3 months I'm in Miami.
Okay, just to like give us a perspective, what was the name of the mayor of Miami? I just can't remember his name.
Mayor Francis Suarez.
Francis Suarez, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm butchering his name most probably, but I can't, I can't pronounce it. It's hard name for me to pronounce.
You did it really well. You pronounce it really well, though.
Okay. So Mayor Francis. So I know that he really understands Bitcoin. He really likes Bitcoin. He's really pushing for his city to be Bitcoin friendly. The Miami 2021 Bitcoin conference was there. Now the latest is that he wants the employees to be able to choose to get Bitcoin exposure in their 401ks, and in general people to be able to pay their taxes with Bitcoin and so on. But this is just the mayor. So as me on the other side of the ocean, I don't know, is it just the mayor or is it actually the whole city Bitcoin friendly? What would you say about that?
Miami, so the city is Bitcoin friendly. He's the mayor of Miami, and 2 weeks or maybe 3 weeks ago, governor of Miami, Governor DeSantis, he has actually proposed Bitcoin, for people to, to pick whether they want to, get paid in Bitcoin. That is huge. That is really big. Not only is the mayor pro Bitcoin, the governor is pro Bitcoin. So,
okay. Could you please explain? I know what a mayor is because we have mayors here in Bulgaria, mayors of cities. But what is a governor?
So, governor is actually over the whole state of Florida. So, while the mayor is just for the city of Miami, the governor is for if they have to go talk to the president and they want the governors, and they want, the main person that would go would be the governor. The governor is like the main person who represents the whole state. Yeah, the whole state.
Okay, so the governor is like the mayor of the whole state, right?
Yeah, if it makes sense that way, yeah.
Okay. And the president is the mayor of the whole country or something. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, I see. Yeah, so it is a big deal. I didn't know about the governor that he's crypto and Bitcoin friendly as well. That's really important because Miami is a big city, and again, it's a famous city. I would imagine there's also a lot of tourists going there, but it's different when you have like the whole state backing the industry and welcoming Bitcoin businesses, Bitcoin mining, and so on.
Yes. There's Wyoming is also very the mayor of Wyoming,
Senator Cynthia Lummis. Now I know about her.
Lummis, yes, she's really good. If you can interview her, she's really well liked. And I know the mayors have really had to make time to do interviews, but Mayor Cynthia Lummis spoke at the Bitcoin conference this year in Miami. Were you there in Miami?
No, sadly no, not at all.
Yeah, so I was there, and Cynthia is really well known. And there's another state that's also Texas. Texas is also really our governor. He is also pro Bitcoin, I would say. He does say stuff like he understands what it's all about.
Okay. Listen, I want to ask you one question that is the standard fit from people who haven't done their homework on crypto and so on. One of the uncertainties about crypto and about Bitcoin is like, what if they ban it? So from your perspective, is there a chance that Bitcoin specifically would be banned in the US?
Not 1,000 years. Why would they do that? Why would you you cannot close the door to innovation. This is a new it's a new revolution. It's a digital revolution. This is like introducing vehicles in the 1920s, like the Ford model. It's like saying no to Ford. Why would you do that? It makes no sense. Anybody that's stifling innovation is they don't want to get ahead. They don't want their people to get ahead. Bitcoin is freedom, not just for everybody. It's for the whole nation. It's just a lot to do with digital currency that allows you to be able to work for yourself, if you may, send remittances. Like when I send money to my family, my parents live in London. I am now able to just, I set my parents up with MetaMask, and they have Ethereum and they have Bitcoin, and they know when to receive crypto and move it to transfer it back to their bank, versus having to use Western Union, having to use other remittances that we've been using that take forever. Wire transfers take forever. Why would we want to be stuck with that? Innovation is good for every country.
I was literally mind blown when I realized, these Bitcoin ATMs, right? The machines where you can put in paper money and it makes you a paper wallet and sends you some Bitcoin there. And the other way around is it gives you a QR code and you send the Bitcoin there and gives you the money. The moment of realization for me, I had many realizations with Bitcoin, but one that happened this year, that I was again blown away by Bitcoin and about remittances, on the topic of remittances that you just mentioned, was that when someone, let's say is in El Salvador or you in US, in Texas, and you go to one of these machines and it gives you a QR code to send Bitcoin, what you can do is literally give me this QR code through Viber, WhatsApp, Twitter, like it doesn't matter, and I can pay the bill, I can send to this QR code, and then you get the money out of the ATM, and it happens like that. Wow, if I want to send money from Bulgaria to US, it's gonna take most probably a week or 10 days, which is like crazy.
Yes, and I'm glad you say that, because I come from a background of traditional finance. I've been working for the last 16 years, not just in banking, 11 years with Fortune 100 bank. And I was also in real estate space for 5 years before that. Everything moves. If you compare that to what is going on in decentralized finance, everything is like a snail's pace. It's just moving very slow. Versus you come to decentralized finance and you find out that wait a minute, if I can send $1,000 to my parents in 2 seconds, why am I taking 24 hours to send it, just to get it to where it needs to go? So that realization that I had that realization last year when my daughter introduced me to decentralized finance and to, what Bitcoin is doing. The countries that are banning Bitcoin are afraid of change. They are, I don't know. I know China is doing it. I know India is doing it, and I know they're doing it to introduce their own stable coin, which is, if you like to, control, then they would definitely do that. But other than that, I think what El Salvador did was like one of the best things that could happen to any country, and I hope a few other countries follow into what they're doing.
So your daughter introduced you to Bitcoin and then also to DeFi, is that correct?
Yes, I had the whole training all like bam, bam, bam.
Nice. Yes. Okay. So can you tell me the story? Like, firstly, let's start from your daughter. Like, when did she and how was she introduced to crypto, if you know by any chance? And then tell me, like, from what angle did she approach you about crypto? Was she like, oh, this is amazing investment opportunity, or was she like, this is really cool tech, let me show you something? Like, how did it all happen?
It's actually a very funny story. So when I knew about Bitcoin actually in 2012.
Okay.
And I even tried to buy in 2014. And my thing, I think because I've been working in the bank, my banking mind always thinks I want money, but I want to spend money and buy this crypto or digital currency, but I also want it to be as liquid as fast as possible. So I was thinking of ways. I was wondering, why is this Bitcoin not able to be liquid? Back then it was just like people are wondering, what are we going to do with Bitcoin, you know? So fast forward, my daughter goes to college in 2016, and she's studying computer science. And I know your background is in software engineer, right? You are a software engineer. Awesome. So so she was studying something close to that, and she didn't like it. She didn't like computer science. She didn't want to become a software engineer, and she said, I don't think this is for me. So she decided to and also her friends introduced her to blockchain technology. One of her friends, who's actually a software engineer with Verizon, like one of the best engineers. He likes to say he's the best engineer. No, he's top 3 in the nation. But we always make fun and say, hey, you're the best engineer in the US. So anyway, he introduced my daughter to crypto, and not the Bitcoin part. He introduced her to blockchain technology. That's different. You know, people think when blockchain tech, everything, when people say blockchain, they think it's only Bitcoin. So people are not aware that blockchain technology is a very disruptive technology. It involves real estate. It involves NFTs. It involves music. Right now, it's disrupting music industry. Like when we were looking at crypto, we went in from the angle of blockchain technology. And my husband's very technical. He's human resources for the government, but he's also very technical. And he started really diving into Solidity when my daughter brought it to us, and we were like, oh wow, this is amazing. Like you can build smart contracts. So last year when the market when COVID took place and everybody was like, oh my God. When the pandemic started and people were freaking out. So I just, my daughter was really showing me, hey, mom, this is really something you need to look into. Don't be afraid of risk. Don't be afraid of risk. Because my daughters know I had a business before. So I'm very open-minded when it comes to business. And I took money out of my 401k and I did crypto last year. And at that time, Ethereum was only like 280 or 250. And Bitcoin had dropped down to 3,000. Oh yeah, around that time. So yeah, I got really deep into crypto beginning of last year, but I had been like from afar, from a distance, just watching it 2018, 2019.
Okay, all right. So you therefore in the previous cycles, 2013, 2017, you were staying from the side, but you did know about crypto, about Bitcoin. You were trying to buy here and there, but you weren't like that confident as you were back in 2020 and obviously now in 2021.
Oh no, I wasn't confident at all, because even my parents were telling me, hey, someone introduced, they were having people in WhatsApp groups introducing people in crypto and then becoming scammers. There was a lot of scam around Bitcoin, and I wanted to stay clear away from that. I was like, why are people scamming people up with just using Bitcoin to scam people? And you remember the Silk Road also back in 14, it was known as, it wasn't a good thing for Bitcoin at that time. They were using Bitcoin to say Bitcoin is used only for drugs or for, illicit activities. But yeah, so for me, I stayed away because my profession is banking. You do have to learn that, some of those currencies are used for things that you shouldn't be clear near.
Okay.
So, yeah.
You know what? I think this is a very good topic to discuss with you. Could you please explain in simple English language? But what I mean by simple is like not terminology whatsoever, please, or to the minimum, about the banking system And when you make a wire transfer, what exactly is happening, and in what way, let's say, a Bitcoin transfer is better or faster? Because I remember there was this tweet just a few days ago about comparing Visa with Bitcoin, and a lot of people would like to say, oh, Visa does 1,000 or 5,000 transactions per second, and the guy was saying it doesn't do the transactions, it approves the transactions, and there is a big difference. While in Bitcoin, every 10 minutes you have X amount of transactions settled, and it's completely different settled from approved.
Correct.
Okay, so could you please like start from the basics? Like, how does the current banking within the country and internationally transfers work?
So for example, I have $8,000 I want to send to family in London, right?
Okay.
I have to call my bank, and I have to tell my bank I want to do an international wire transfer, and then to approve. Anything under 10,000 is not going to go, like they're not going to hold it and make a big deal out of it. But anything over 10,000 is actually not. Anything under 10,000 is okay to send. Do you mind if I take a break real quick?
No problem whatsoever. I'm gonna just put a counter for a minute, okay?
Yes.
Okay, we're back. So, what were we talking about? I think it was
The bank.
The bank, yeah. How exactly does it work? Okay, so you're sending $8,000 to London, but one thing that really made an impression though is that you said that if it's under 10K, it's one sort of rules, and if it's over 10K, it's another sort of rules. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. Anything over 10K in the US, yeah. It's flagged, so it could be money laundering, so they wanted to like protect you as a consumer, make sure this is not money laundering, it's not going to any activities that are in different countries, you're not, it's not crime related. And so the wire will leave, excuse me, the wire will leave one bank, go to another bank. So for example, if I have a bank here in San Antonio, it has to pass through a bigger bank in New York. And then from New York, it has to go to the bank in Europe.
Okay, just second. So you have so in US, because Bulgaria again is a small country, right? So things look completely different in US and in Bulgaria, and I'm just trying to correctly picture it so I completely can understand it. So in Bulgaria, we have like 5-6 different banks, okay? And all of them are nationwide. Like there isn't a bank just in this city or something. Like they have offices, let's say at least in 3 major cities. And again, Bulgaria, for perspective, is just like a 6 million people country. The whole country is only 6 million. So it's it's smaller than New York, for instance, right? Anyway, Anyway, so my point is the following. So we have 6 banks, let's say, maybe they're 7, 8, I don't know, but around 6 banks. And they have offices all around the country. And in US, how does it look like? Like how many banks would you say there is in the US?
Oh my God. There are banks in every corner. I mean, there are a lot of banks.
But different ones?
Yes. Every bank is different. So there are credit unions.
Okay.
There are national banks. There are there's Bank of America, JP Morgan Chase, the biggest ones like the Fortune 500 banks. Those are like huge.
Okay.
So some banks, the smaller banks, are not able to send direct wires to Europe. They have to go through a bigger bank.
Okay.
Now, the smaller bank can be in different cities. Doesn't mean it's just in San Antonio. It can be all, in all 50 states, but sending internationally, you have to go through a different bank. So the wire goes from one bank through another bank, and the other bank, the second bank, now is talking directly to Europe.
Okay.
That's the process for international wires, and sometimes, and sometimes even wires within the country. Versus if you do that with crypto, all you need is one address. Send me your wallet address. For example, Plamen, you send me your wallet address, and I send you your BTC. If I owe you BTC, I'll give you like 1,000 BTC. You'll get it like right away.
Yeah.
Not so with the monetary system here, because I just think it's very old and clunky. Some things, and the rules, oh my gosh, it's a lot of rules. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I would imagine just because it's like that with a lot of industries, but I would imagine especially with the banking industry there is this saying like, if something works, don't touch it, right? Because you don't want to break it, right? You don't want to be the guy who broke it.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's
exactly.
Yeah.
So my point is that I get it why there could be a lot of what's the word in English, conservatism or something, being conservative about touching stuff that already work, but at the same time, when you lack any innovation, like you're just stuck in the past, like you're not actually building any better features and service to your customers as you could be, as you just said in DeFi, like in crypto in general, like you just can't keep up with all the protocols and all the fancy stuff that they make every day. Literally every month there is a new groundbreaking protocol. Like the latest one was this what was it called, I don't know, like was it DeFi 2.0 or was it what was it called again,
DeFi 2.0?
yeah, exactly. And the self hosted liquidity or something like that, where the liquidity is self-owned liquidity by the protocol and so on. My point is like, this thing did not exist 3 months ago. A year ago, Uniswap like it had like 30 million volume or something, and now it has billions every month. Like, it's just crazy how fast it advances. And to me, the most beautiful part of that is that it's not made by a company. It's not like, let's say, JP Morgan staying behind it and having their own team of developers. You just literally people from all around the world, including, let's say, me. I can develop a DeFi protocol, I can deploy it on Ethereum, and then people from US, from Australia, from Canada, from Germany, from UK can just use it. They're free to use it as long as they have the Ethereum, obviously, to use the network.
When I came in, it was mind blowing. I was blown away. Like, who even came up with this? Like DeFi, or even NFTs. NFTs have changed people's lives. I know people that have become millionaires just on NFTs that they put $300 on, $400 on. It's like it's a gold rush. It feels like this is the moment where it's groundbreaking, revolutionary. DeFi, Bitcoin, digital currency. We are at the ground. Anytime there's a new kind of thing, the people who get in first are on the floor, like the people who got into the internet in the 80s, those people are well off. The billionaires, the Gates, and the Amazons. So what is happening right now is mind-blowing. Okay. What people are building is revolutionary. I mean, I'm talking to founders, one founder that I think he's a genius. He's doing an options trading platform on Avalanche. And then we have, I acquired our DeFi protocol, and we're bringing sports fantasy betting to crypto. So it's just amazing. A lot of things happening in this space. We're going to we've gotten into the contemporary art industry, and we're doing, the volume on OpenSea is higher than it's ever been. I think it got to 10 billion in OpenSea volume. And crypto in general is just right now, like you say, the things that people are doing. And the tokens last year was only 5,000 when I got in. The tokens now, or maybe 4,000. The tokens are 10,000 tokens. Each token is different, and not every token is going to make it out of the 10,000, but the ones that are in the top 1,000 are revolutionizing a lot of groundwork, a lot of things.
Okay, let's talk about NFTs.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. Absolutely, yeah. Carry away. Don't worry about it. So let's dive a bit deeper in NFTs. Can you please go in the following order? Like, what is an NFT? Let's go through that, just like the basic explanation. And then, like, you said that some people made a lot of money out of NFTs. Like, how? Why? Well, what happened to these NFTs? Why did they appreciate so much in value? Or and also, let's dig a bit deeper into who can NFTs be useful for? In terms of, let's say, a community or an artist and so on. And then completely separately, I would really like for us to go a bit deeper into that, what was it called? Fantasy, something betting platform.
Yeah, fantasy sports.
Fantasy sports.
Okay, so I'll start with the NFTs. What are NFTs? NFTs are unique digital assets on the blockchain.
Okay.
Some people are saying, oh, this is just a JPEG. It doesn't mean anything. It's a unique JPEG. It has an address, your name. In America, we give you a social security number. So you get that you buy, and it has only your social security now. It's just, once it's minted on the blockchain, nobody else will have the same exact asset like you have. And it's not just pictures, it's real estate. Now I'm actually working with a team in the US here that's bringing real estate onto blockchain. That alone is going to be phenomenal. And because real estate has been known to slowing, you know, taking strides slowly, like they don't make changes quickly. The title companies, when I started in 2004, were still using those big old books from the 1800s to go and find out the owners of this house. For example, if I buy a house, you want to look at the owners 10, 20, actually I would go, we used to go 60, 70 years back. We just want to make sure everything is clear in that these are the true owners and it passed hands well. Those books were really like this, you know, the really old books. And before they moved digitally, it's taken years for them to do digital, you know, title work. And now that it's going to be on a blockchain, it's just amazing. I'm working with the first, they're called common lands. DAO, it's a DAO. Yeah, yeah. So it's a DAO, and my mind just was running for a minute. And then so the second question was, I mean, the first question was an NFT. It could be real estate. It could be a JPEG. It's going to be music. Music NFTs are a thing now. So where one of the rappers just sold in 1 minute, made $1 million, sold out in 1 minute, made a music NFT. So it could be different forms of unique asset that you decide for it to be. Yes. And the second question, I forgot. What was it?
I was just thinking about, let's say some people are making money with NFTs. How are they making money with NFTs?
So with NFTs, what's happening, especially if you're getting into a project that has good utility, good use case behind it, or has a big community, like for example, you've heard of the Bored Ape Yacht Club, right?
Okay. Yeah.
You've heard of them, right?
Yeah, of course.
Oh yeah, okay, I'm making sure. I mean, they're really big. The CryptoPunks. So I have a friend who he told me about Bored Apes early this year, and he bought about 4 of them. When he bought them, they were at 0.08 ETH, or maybe nothing more than $1,000 for back in, I think, February. They were very, very like ground level, very, you know, inexpensive to people who are in the NFT space. Now, one Bored Ape is floor price should be over 50 ETH. Over 300,000. So think about someone who spent 1,000, and that has like, and if you bought more than one.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. I get it. I have this question for you though, but how would you, okay, CryptoPunks, yeah? I get CryptoPunks because the punk itself, the pixelated head, is part of the blockchain, because it's such a small picture. It's just like so little pixels that you can record the text, the binary for it. You can record it on the blockchain, and the image is there. But CryptoPunk, not CryptoPunk, the Bored Ape Club. Could you please tell me what set it apart that it exploded so hard, in your opinion? Because there's so many other NFTs that have really cool graphics, you know, the imagery, and they're also limited, like 10,000 items, or like, you know, 5,000 or whatever. But exactly the Bored Ape Club really exploded. Why do you think that is?
I personally think the community was able to market themselves as a very desirable asset to have. Like, if you hold a Bored Ape, you're like, celebrities were, you know, were looking into getting into Bored Ape because it's a status thing. So a lot of people, like, it's buying a Mercedes versus buying Toyota.
Okay.
They made it, they sold the community, they presented themselves like, okay, we are very elite, and it's not easy to get one. Anytime you present yourself as an elite group, everybody wants to get in. That was, and not even that, I think the guys behind this project, the board apps, mute, and then they followed up with mutant apps, which I think he made 100 million in probably what, 2 hours, sold out instantly. I personally, when my friend told me about board apps, I didn't like it. I didn't like that. I was like, I don't care for that. I wouldn't buy it because it just didn't look like something I cared for. I was wrong because I see them selling for $1 million. I think I would have probably just held it in my wallet if I bought it. But yeah, the community is anytime you have a project and you have a good community and the community your community will actually sell your product better than you will as a founder. So they have a very good community behind them.
Okay.
That's what I would say, in my opinion.
Okay.
Did that help or no? Did you look like, nah, that's not it?
No, listen, I agree with everything you said. But what pops in my mind is like, disappoints him, my friend. Like, why does it has value? Like, I get with NFTs, it's not about the picture, it's about exclusiveness. But you're saying after that, the community marketed this as a very exclusive club. Because the price went up, well, it became very exclusive because not anyone can get in. And around NFTs, the thing about it is that you can do a login system, the same way that you log in with your profile in Twitter, and I cannot log in with your profile because I don't know, your credentials. The same way with NFTs, you can verify that you own the NFT on your address by signing a message with your MetaMask or whatever. So this way, you can create like a Discord channel or whatever where only the token holders will have access to. So I get this part as well. But again, though, to me, I'm just wondering, like, there must be something else around the community, not just, let's say, the name or let's say the picture. It must be something else. Like, for instance, if you tell me that, let's say, tell me a famous, what was it called? LeBron Jones? Is it LeBron?
James. Yeah, LeBron James.
LeBron James. Okay. Is it LeBron? What is it? LeBron James. So let's say if he creates NFTs and let's say he creates 1,000 of them, okay?
Yes.
And because he's famous, is he the best NBA player at the moment? Is he? Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
So because he's the best NBA player and so on, the community that he bootstraps around himself, and let's say he says the token holders of these 1,000 NFTs will have access to direct chat with me. It instantly, that NFT has value. Like, I get it, I get it. Because there is utility around the NFT. Because you have access to this celebrity, right? It makes sense to me. But with CryptoPunks, again, the makes sense part for me is that the CryptoPunk picture itself is on the blockchain, which is very rare. And it's a very old NFT. It's from 2017 or something.
Yes.
However,
It was the fast one on the blockchain.
Right. However, though, the all other NFTs that come after that, like, I'm not sure where the value comes from. Like, do you remember just recently Ashton Kutcher and Mia Kunis, I think it was?
Yeah.
They created that Stoner Cats animated TV show. And my point is that they created NFTs that people buy them in order to be able to sponsor the show, right? And now there again, I get the value because these two celebrities are saying, we have a project idea, we need the funding, please assist us. People buy the NFTs, they get the money, they realize the project. However, on the secondary market, the people who hold the initial NFTs can flip them for higher price because people want these NFTs because they want to be able to say, I supported this project. So I get it.
Yes.
I get that as well. But again, all of other NFTs that do not have like a, like a celebrity behind them or a project behind them or a community, but not just community that market themselves as, oh, we're very exclusive. Like, I can say my Bulgarian community is extremely exclusive, and I highly doubt that my NFTs are gonna sell for 50 Ethereum, okay?
Okay, well, you know what? I forgot to explain.
Okay.
They have a movie deal. They have.
Oh, do they?
Yes, they have. They don't. So not only do you have exclusive rights to the yacht club, like when they were in New York NFT NYC. Not only do you have exclusive places that you can go they also just signed a big deal. They are coming up with a big movie deal. So yeah, there's always, with this big NFT, is always very good utility. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a blue chip. I mean, nobody will be running to buy it if the community. That's why sometimes you gotta go into Discord and figure out what's the big deal. Like, why is everybody so hyped about this project? So in Discord, you get to know like why they hype, what are they saying. They have the announcement section. I have a way of just going. I may not join Discord, but sometimes I join just to read the announcements. And when I read the announcements, I'm like, okay, I see what they have going. Okay, then it's for me, it's not for me. And you know, I go in or I go out.
Okay. So you do agree with me that NFTs must have something behind them, a community, but not just a community that want to claim, oh, we're exclusive. Like, no, you must be doing something. You must bring some value.
And to be honest with you, right now it's a gold rush. Some are claiming that they have utility or use case, but if they don't have a track record, the ones I represent have all use cases, and they have all been doing this. Like Boss Beauties, it's on my Twitter bio. Boss Beauties has been doing bringing women into tech for 9 years. So, and Women and Weapons, one of Gary Vee's favorite projects. Sarah has been an artist, or just minding her own business, just selling her art, and way before she got discovered by Gary Vee. Another one is for kids. It's bringing young, you know, 13, 12, 7. We have a 7-year-old gamer, the youngest gamer. I don't know if you know Rowdy Rogan. Are you into gaming at all?
A bit, not too much though.
Okay, so we have the youngest gamer also involved in this project for educating young people, educating young kids about the metaverse, Web3. We have a 13-year-old who's a genius. He hosted NFT Basel in Miami, like arena with 5,000 people. His father is advisor to Mayor Suarez. His name is Nabil. I've hosted him on Twitter Spaces. You need to bring him on your show. He's smart, very smart for a 13-year-old. So educating that, yes, I believe it's educating young people about the metaverse, getting them ready, because they are growing up in the new internet. The new internet is Web3. Web2 is kind of now going to be slowly going away. When our young people right now grow up, they're going to know digital currency more than paper notes. When you were growing up and I was growing up, everybody knows, you know, cash money, paper notes. Right now, everything is digital. 10, 15 years from now, these kids will not even see any banknotes anymore, because we're all going to be digital. So we have to prepare the next generation for this digital revolution, that they don't get left behind, especially underrepresented. And that's why I'm passionate about what I do. Every project that I align with has to have utility. Okay.
Can we okay. So before I get to new questions, I wanna dig a bit deeper into what is the word Basel. Like, what does that even mean? Basel. I can pronounce it, but I don't know what does it mean.
That's a very good question. Art Basel has been around for a long time. I found out about Art Basel when I got into crypto. Just like I'm finding about DeFi when I got in, you know, when I really started digging into projects like Chainlink, what they're doing, and you find out about protocols that are doing amazing things in the space. So yeah, Art Basel has been around for a while.
No. Okay. Thank you for saying that, but I didn't know what the word Basel, just Basel, what does it mean? And someone in the chat said frame, like a frame for a paint. Yeah, I think so. This is what they said.
We have a chat.
Yeah, we have a chat on YouTube. Yeah, the live chat. This is why I'm looking on the right side from time to time. I'm reading the chat. Yeah.
Okay, well, tell me what the chat is saying. I hope I'm not boring.
No, not at all. They're just climbing in the conversation, asking questions, commenting, and so on. So it's enough for me to be distracted. I need you focused, okay?
Okay, so you don't be reading the chat.
Yeah, it's half in Bulgarian, half in English though, so you won't be able to
Oh,
understand.
yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay.
I mean,
I don't want to be boring. I don't want to be boring.
you're not boring. Don't worry about it. Let's go back then to the before we move on, I want to go back to the a question that we didn't exactly. Could you please tell me, like, what is that? What problem does it solve? To whom is it a solution for, and so on?
I'm actually very excited to talk about it.
Okay.
So I went into a project last year, and they were doing prediction pools. Prediction pools is they predict the price of Bitcoin and the price of Ethereum within the next 48 hours or the next 72 hours. If you have your prediction, well, tomorrow Bitcoin is going to get to 50,000, then you are in a pool with the rest of the people. If your prediction, the top 3 people get the right prediction, and they get an API off of what they put in initially. So this project, I got in and I wanted to switch it up some, make it more exciting. People liked it, but it got very expensive on Ethereum. Wanting is just to do prediction pools. So the founder is actually we became very good friends, and that's one thing I do when I go into a project. I make sure I know who the team is. I've never been rug pulled. I've never lost money like someone is. I put money in a project and they take away. No, the banking in me makes me really analyze a project well before I go all in. So I learned about this founder, nice guy, Simon. We became good friends. He's the one who actually bought the 4 board apps. Let me just say he's done really well this summer in NFTs. He's done really well. So he asked me if I want to take over the project because he got busy doing, he's enjoying life. He's, made good money this year. And I say, yeah, of course, I'm going to take over the project. So we changed ownership, and I brought in a former professional poker player who's really, really good at what he does. And I brought in an advisor that lives in Las Vegas, very good in betting life. And betting means like fantasy football, soccer. Soccer is well known in your country, I'm sure.
Yes, we call it football. In Bulgaria, we call it football. Okay, it's not soccer. It's called football.
Do you know what? I grew up in Kenya. We call it football. But I've been married 24 years.
I mean, it's a ball. You kick it with your foot. It's football, okay?
I like that. So, okay, we do have NFL, which is football here. They call that, the National Football League. I'm like, why you guys call it football? I don't get it. Yeah. But so my husband's really big NFL fan. So he makes sure I get when we're talking football, he's like, babe, which one? Because I grew up saying football, and I'm like, the one you just said, Plamen, the one that you kick with your foot. But anyway, so I started saying soccer just because so I don't confuse the people in my house.
I know.
But yeah, so we have it's big. Soccer is big in Latin America. We really partnered with RSK. You've heard of RSK?
No.
RSK is really big blockchain. Bitcoin, they're really well known in America. You don't know? Okay. We partnered, Bundles partnered with RSK. RSK is very, very popular. Again, very popular in Latin America. And we have decided, since I took over as the new owner, we brought in this very good advisors. We're going to do sports prediction. It's like fantasy sports. So you just decide, hey, what team is going to win? What soccer team is going to win? What football team is going to win? What NBA team is in today? So sports betting industry is worth 140 billion. It's estimated to be 140 billion by the year 2028. So we are right now building the pools for sports fantasy, and they should be done by by end of January. And the token ticker is banned. We now on BSC. Band, and I hear a lot of Indians say, "Oh, band means something else in India." I was like, "Okay, well, yeah, it is what it is." So it's BUND on Ethereum and BUND on Binance as well. Yeah, and should be listed on CoinGecko, but we changed the name from, it was Bundles Finance, now it's Bundles Bets, and it's also on my Twitter. But yeah, it's gonna be, I think it's exciting. The total supply is only 100,000, so that tells you what that, I think the price when I checked last was $27. But yeah.
Why did you choose to go for a smaller cap? Because usually a lot of the new tokens are like a billion, quadrillion, and so on.
Yeah, so last year the tokens that were doing well were all smaller cap. You know, for example, have you heard of Yan Finance?
Yeah, Wi-Fi, yeah.
Yeah, Wi-Fi. My daughter's friends invested in Wi-Fi. They're millionaires now. So last year, if you had, and you know, Yan Finance has 36,000. Was it 36? Yeah. So something like that. And then there is Core, C-O-R-E, C Vault. You know, C Vault, C-O-R-E.
Yeah.
That one only had 10,000. So when we were investing, when my daughter introduced us to DeFi, she told me pay attention to the low, you know, like the low
market cap
tokens, or the total supply. That's what I wanted to say. Yeah, and make sure it's tiny. So when I invested in Band, I was looking at that, and I knew that once it gets to $1,000, you know, it's gonna be worth a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Basil, let's go over. Do you want to take a small break?
Yeah.
Okay.
I always want a break to drink water.
Okay. Just 2 minutes to get some water, guys. Just 2 minutes.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, we're back. So, Basil. So what I wanted to ask you is about just events. Like you asked me, was I in the Miami 2021? I was, and I was literally commenting at that time, I wish history is being made right there. I want to be there, you know, and I wasn't. And you know, to our surprise, you know, at that event, actually, El Salvador announced that Bitcoin is going to become legal tender there, right? So it was literally history in the making, right? And Jack Dorsey endorsing Bitcoin with all his profile. And so about US, I've been there just once, 3 years ago. I flew to Canada, to Toronto, and then Niagara Falls, the town, and then I crossed the border to the States, and was it Buffalo there? I don't know why. Not Buffalo. Not what
Buffalo,
was.
New York.
Yeah, I think it's Buffalo. Yeah. So through Buffalo with the bus, and I got to New York, and I stayed there for a week. So I just went to all the possible museums, to the Empire State Building, to the what was the name of the bridge with that neighborhood south of Manhattan? Oh, come on, what was it called? What bridge was it? Come on, the famous bridge of New York that goes south. Oh my God.
Empire. No. You went to the Empire State.
The Brooklyn Bridge. Brooklyn Bridge.
Okay. My daughter's been to New York. She's lived there. I've never been to New York, believe it or not.
Oh, I see. So anyway.
Yeah, go ahead. Did you get culture shock when you got to New York?
So, firstly, I would like to mention that Bulgaria is like 30 years in the past, okay? Because it's a smaller country, because it's we just like 30 years ago we completely separated ourselves from Russia, but before that it was communism, it was the Soviet influence, it was the plant economy instead of free economy and so on. And this was just 30 years ago, so it's not that much time, right? So we are really behind. To me, it was cultural shock when I went to London, because I lived there for 5 years, and it was a big difference from Bulgaria and from UK. Yeah. So I stayed there for 5 years, and during that time I went to New York. So no, the shock was not that big, just because I had the perspective from London.
Yes, from London. But New York and London kind of like almost the same. Yes.
But what, like, you know, through all the movies from Hollywood and so on, through all the TV shows, like the Friends TV show or the How I Met Your Mother TV show and so on, you know, like having these landmarks like the Empire State Building, like the Central Park and so on, like, you feel like you know the place even though you've never been there, just because you've seen so many scenes of it, right? With all the taxis there and so on and so on. Anyway, my point is, when I went there, the only thing that was a big surprise to me was how much my neck was hurting from just doing this, you know, like just looking at all the tall buildings. Like, I in my life, I haven't seen that many tall buildings.
Yeah, so many. I mean, it's skyscrapers. My daughter was like, when she was like, Mom, you really need to go to New York. I mean, I've like, everybody says if you've been to London, you've been to New York. And I you know, my parents live in London, so I go to London quite often. But she says, no, New York is different. You gotta go to New York. It is different.
It's completely different. Completely different, because I love London. To me, it is my favorite city because it's such a mixture. It's a perfect mixture between the old and the new. They have these old neighborhoods with the old architecture, with the old parks and so on. They have like the Regent Park, which is like such a beautiful, well managed park and so on, and just the streets and everything. It's just a crazy colorful city, with the Soho, with the downtown area, with around the river walk during night and during day. It looks completely different, with the lights and without the lights, with the London Eye, the big wheel and so on. It's just really colorful city. But New York is just completely different. I would say that no, like you can't say that if you've been to New York, you've been to London, and the other way around. Like, no, they're completely different cities.
Really, I'm glad you say that. Yeah, a lot of my daughters say the same thing. She's like, Mom, no, it's different.
Have you been to London, by the way?
Oh, my parents live in London. Yeah.
Oh, I see. So you've went multiple times.
Yes, my family lives in London. Yeah. So they relocated from Kenya, and all of them live in London, except I have one sister who's still in Germany.
I see. Okay. And know what? The other thing that was that really impressed me, and you know, like going from Bulgaria to London, I was impressed because it was again the cultural shock, like such a big difference. But after that, I didn't have that many places or things that I've seen that really impressed me, that really left a mark on me, right? However, in New York, again, one thing was just the skyscrapers. For instance, Toronto in Canada, it was like, oh my god, like it's such a shitty city, like, and they have this tower there, you get on it and the view is just shit. And the only thing that...
Are you serious?
Yes, what? Are you, do you like Toronto? What?
Is that how you felt about Toronto? Okay, because I've been looking forward to going to Toronto. My best friend lives in Toronto. So, are you kidding me?
Yeah, I mean, listen. I was that was my first North American city that I experienced. Okay, so you have extremely large boulevards, right? That made me an impression. But other than that, Toronto is a normal city, you know, like there is like the poor neighborhoods, the rich neighborhoods, there is this big tower, you go on it, there is the American food. Oh, I went there to Hooters for the first time. In Europe, we don't have Hooters,
and they was having you chicken wings with little tiny shots, right?
Not really, I got a burger, but the chicks were really hot, okay?
So the chicken wings were not hot, but the chicks. Yeah, I when the first time I went in with my husband, I think we take this to go. I don't know if I want to stay here, but yeah. So nothing wrong with being, serving food in the way they serve food. It's an attraction for guys. So yeah.
It is, yeah. Anyway, so my point is that Toronto, for the first time I saw like the extremely large wide boulevards of North America. For the first time I saw the hot waitresses of Hooters, yeah. And the CN Tower was such a disappointment, but Niagara Falls, I really liked it. New York really impressed it, but I started this whole thing about being impressed because in Bulgaria, the majority of museums are really, really small. Like they're the size of, I don't know, like 2-3 flats, you know, like I'm like 300 square meters. It's like nothing. They're extremely small, majority of the museums. And when I went to London, I was so impressed by their museums. Wow. The National History, the Gallery Museum, the Albert and Victoria Museum, the Science Museum, all of these museums, they're free. They have a tipping jar that you can tip on. They have the, how's it called, the cafeteria where you can purchase stuff. This is where they are getting their money other than obviously government subsidies. But my point is that what I love about UK in general is that the museums are free. And in my head, they must be free. You cannot put a price which is like a wall that only whoever has money can go over. So all museums has to be free, and in UK they are. And again, they're really large. Like, you know the size of these museums.
Oh, and they look so good.
Yes, the architecture of the buildings is amazing, and they're like the National History Museum. You can literally spend the whole day there. Anyway, but my point is that I was impressed when I went to New York because their National History Museum was next level. And I did not expect they'll be able to see a next level museum after being in the museums in London. Yeah, I was really impressed. Like, holy moly, what stuff they have there. They have, like, I don't know, some pistols and crossbows from back the 1300s and 1400s. And I'm not a fan of guns, you know. In Bulgaria we don't have guns like in the US, but I was so impressed by the craftsman work of the handle of the pistols and so on. It was so beautiful, and we don't have these exponents in Europe. You must go to the US to see them. So again, just mind blown.
Good, that's awesome. I'm happy that you found that amazing. I go to London every 2 or 3 years because my parents usually travel here too. But the first thing I do when I get there is I go to a museum. Like the next day I'll be like, what museum are we going to? So I understand your fascination. I love history. I can go and I love to see things, how things were, and just learn about new things. So I get it.
So tell me about the events. As I said, I have never been to one of these big international crypto meetups. And it's something that I really intend to fix. So tell me, where have you been? What is the vibe like? And like, what are the highlights to you?
Honestly, my first one was Miami Crypto Expo was this April, because when I got in last year, of course, it was COVID. So you meet the most amazing, if you think crypto is a friendly and loving community, wait until you meet them in real life. So Miami Crypto Expo, I think out of BitBoy, right?
BitBoy, yeah, I know. BitBoy Crypto, of course, yes.
Yeah. So we met the influencers, and you think they're like, when you meet them in real life, they're very nice, down to earth, friendly people. So I think I got starstruck when I saw him. I was like, oh, there's BitBoy. My daughter's like, come see BitBoy. And I was like, oh my God. He was really nice. So you meet a lot of these influencers that you see on, like, they probably will be like, oh, when I meet Plamen, maybe, you know, he's really nice, down to earth. That's how crypto is. Everybody's friendly. Everybody's nice. And the meetups just, it's exciting. Everybody's excited because it's a new thing, and everybody who's here now is just, you know, enthusiastic about the space. I've been to so I went to my expo, which was just NFTs, mostly NFTs and Bitcoin. I think it was Bitcoin and NFTs. And then I went to Miami. My TC was the biggest one. I actually was helping out in the event. So I got to meet all the big names. I got to meet the founder of eToro. I met Mayweather in person. I was actually, you know, on the stage getting them ready. Getting them ready to get on stage. So I was helping at that event, and it was like one of the most amazing events I've been to. And then the next one was Art Basel. So yeah, it was really good.
How was it at Art Basel?
Oh my God, a lot of people. The lines were long. Like, you have to be there early. Luckily, I was a speaker, so I was able to bypass the lines. But people were in line. Like the Bitcoin conferences, if you're going to one, you have to be there early. The lines go on for days, like not days, but you know, I'm exaggerating, but they're very long.
Okay.
Everybody's excited. People are coming from all over the world to come for this one event. So yeah, it's exciting. You should come to one.
I will. I just since I started the channel, it just eaten up all my free time, all my energy, and once the bull market is over, whenever it happens, like in 3 months, 6 months, a year, like I don't know, but at some point we must have like a proper bear market after that. So once that happens, I'm telling myself, that's it, I'm just going traveling. I really want to go to US. I have a tourist visa, right? And so the tourist visa allows me to stay there for 3 months on a year, I think, something like that.
Yes.
So I really want to go to US and just do a really large road trip. You know, start from New York, go down, go through Miami, cross the country, go to the West Coast, go to California, go north, maybe go to Canada, to Vancouver, go to the east, back to Toronto, something like this. Just like, no, the whole continent. And then the other place that I haven't been, I really want to go to is Southeast Asia. Everything there, Malaysia, Vietnam, Singapore, South Korea, maybe North Korea, I don't know.
Okay.
Just visit, just for a quick visit, okay? So yeah, so my point is, like, I've traveled in Europe quite a bit. I've been to again, just to briefly, to Canada and in US to New York, but I just want to, you know, redo. And the thing is that before that I had you know, like when you're working, you know how it is. You can take a week off, maybe you can take 2 weeks off, but you cannot take 3 months off or 6 months off and expect that your job is still gonna be waiting for you there.
No. People don't wanna. DeFi doesn't wait for nobody, and crypto doesn't wait for anybody. That's why if you're starting a project now, or you're in a project, you have to be immersed in it until it's on its feet. And on your notion about bear market, we had a mini bear market in May through August. You remember that this year? It was a mini
I remember it very vividly, okay?
everybody's portfolio was down 80%. So you're not too you're not the only one.
No, but listen again. I told you, I think it was off stream, but I told you that I started investing in crypto back in 2017, so 4 years ago. And when I started investing, the price of Bitcoin was 3,000. But I just started investing just a little bit. And the more the price was going up, the more confident I became. Okay, you know, because the more I learned, right, about crypto and so on, and I started investing more and more, and pretty much it turned into me buying the top of the bull market, right? Because we finished at 20,000. And then from 2017, it took until 2020. So that's 3 full years. I've been underwater for 3 years. So the bear market now during the summer, 6 months, like that's nothing, you know?
That was nothing. Oh
and the
my
thing
God.
Is,
so you were underwater for
3 years.
Wow.
From 2017, I was underwater in 2018, 2019, and until 2020 December when it started escalating.
Wow.
A lot of people, what, sorry?
A lot of patience.
Yeah, a lot of patience, yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, but it's not just patience though, because it was really a belief. Because during this whole time, I continued, I go to work, I pay my taxes, I pay my bills, I pay, you know, I put money aside for food, and the rest goes in crypto, right? And I was doing that not just because of patience, but also because of belief, an understanding of, you know, how important it is for the decentralized revolution actually to happen, you know. And I was feeling like I'm assisting it, because if I'm not buying, if other people are not buying, Bitcoin is not gonna drop to 3,000, it's gonna drop to 0. Ethereum is not gonna drop to 250, you said, or $100, it's gonna drop to 0. You know, someone must buy it in order to create that price floor, so it stops decreasing in value. So again, I was just feeling like this is so important. I don't know if it's gonna succeed, but I must put money aside, I must invest, I must assist. Yeah. So, and now this summer, like, yeah, sure, we dipped 50% of Bitcoin and more on other altcoins, but already majority of my purchases were back in the day, like a few years ago. So I'm still in profit, right?
Yeah.
Regardless of that though, I'm still dollar cost averaging. Every first day of the month, I'm putting $1,000 and I'm putting it in crypto every first of the month. Like my salary comes, I dollar cost average. My salary comes, I just buy. I don't care what's the price. I really don't care. Is it 60,000? Is it 50? Is it 30? Is it 40? I don't care. I'm just gonna buy more.
That's an amazing way to look at it. I really love that, Plamen. I mean, I dollar cost average on tokens I like, honestly. And so, excuse me, are you only doing that for Bitcoin?
No. I have like about 50% of my portfolio is in Bitcoin, about 30% is in Ethereum, and 20% is in a lot of tokens. Like you mentioned Wi-Fi earlier, I have Wi-Fi. I have Chainlink, the Oracle, I have Uniswap, the Uni token, I have Aave, I have Compound, I have some Solana, Sol token, I have Avalanche, I have CRV, I have like about 20 to 30 different altcoins that I believe. In NFTs, I have about 5 different projects that I bought a few NFTs from them.
Oh, okay. I'm curious to know which ones.
The first one was Cupcats. It was Cupcats. Like, have you heard of them?
Copycats?
No. Cupcats. So they're cats in a cup, okay? Literally, like you have a cup. Cupcats. It's a cup and you have a cat in it. Yeah, I have to show you. They're extremely cute. And the thing is that the creators of them are how do I say, it's these people who actually created merchandise as well. So they actually have, like, you know, like they're creating physical merchandise with the just a second. So I'm opening here on my second screen. Let me share the window just so you can see it. So I just, like, it's gonna pop on your screen. Do you see it?
Yeah, wait, it's coming. It's loading, presenting.
Is it there? Yeah.
NFTs.
Yeah, just a second. I'm gonna open the website. So this is how they look like.
I see it. So what is the floor price?
Like 0.23 Ethereum, something like that. 0.2. Yeah.
Oh,
so
they
this
5,000. Okay, so when did they launch?
A few months ago. So so this is how they look like, and again, it's one of these how do I say it? One of these NFTs that is not about an exclusive right to something, but I really like the art. I get to know the creators of the CupCats, and it's one of these things where you just want to support them, you know? You just want to make sure that they succeed.
Awesome.
Like just yesterday, I kid you not, just yesterday, I purchased on Kickstarter the $200 package of the book that is by, what was it called? I'm gonna mess up the name, just a second. The Kickstarter, just a second. I know what I have to do. Kickstarter, there you go. So it's, I just don't want to mess up the name. So book, a Bitcoin book for policymakers. Wait, let me share my screen again. Let me share my screen again, and you're gonna see a few familiar faces here. Just a second. And here,
I want to see that one, yeah.
just a second, and then I have to click this window. Okay, there you go. Please confirm once you see it.
Okay. Writing a Bitcoin book for policymakers. Wait a minute. Is that 19,000?
Yes, they got $90,000 so far from the goal of 5,000, and it's Jimmy Song as the creator of the of the
Spoke at the Miami conference too, yeah.
Yep.
And I see one of my friends, is that Lamar Wilson back there?
Yep, it is Lamar Wilson, yes.
Yeah, we had he had a party during Miami conference that I got invited to, and I see, is that his wife in the front? Yeah.
I really don't know. I really can't say if it's his wife, actually. I don't know how his wife looks like. I've seen it only from his profile picture or something.
Charlene Federico?
I really can't say. But they pretty much, there are 8 people who got together, and literally in 5 days have written the book, and the book is targeted at policymakers in the US. The idea is like just to fast forward them, make sure that the important people, the decisions makers, have the best source to educate themselves on crypto and Bitcoin. And again, I spent $200, not because I think that this book is going to teach me something, but because it's an important project to support. And at the same time, yeah, sure, I would like to have a copy of the book and I'm gonna read it, but again, it's not like I'm buying it like a study book or something that I expect really to learn a lot of things. I'm gonna read it just for the enjoyment of it, but it's an important project that I feel like it must be supported.
Yes, I like that. Anything they're doing, I usually support anything Lamar's doing. Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up. So what is the second NFT you have?
There's 4 more, but the thing is, I'm a bit private around my investments because
okay, good. No worries.
One thing is my wallet, but the other thing is I don't want my audience to blindly follow and invest in what I invest.
Oh, smart. Yes.
Just because there is a lot of people who are really new in crypto and they're just looking to copy someone else. And the thing is, then I'll feel the pressure that I'm fine being responsible for my finances. I'm fine if I get rug pulled or if I invest in some shitcoin and then I lose all my money. Like, it's my fault, right? I did the buy button and it's my fault, and I'm fine taking the responsibility. I don't want to take the responsibility for other people's purchases. This is why I'm open just about, I put 50% in Bitcoin, I put 30% in Ethereum, and I put 20% in whatever other altcoins, NFTs, whatever I want.
Correct. And I do, I applaud you for that, because crypto is not something, and I have a lot of people in my DMs who want to teach me, tell me what crypto is about. It's something you learn on your own. And because if you start telling, I can make you aware of crypto. I'm going to tell you to buy this token, buy this token, buy this token, because if the price, like when I brought my family, every time the market is red, they're like, okay, why is the market red? I can't explain why the market is red. So you're right. I mean, sometimes you don't want someone to follow blindly. People have to do their own research at the end of the day. Yes. And that being said, I have an NFT project that I'm advising, launching this Saturday. It's for the kids. The kids project. They're actually working with the school, with the Miami. The founder is from Miami. He's a professor in one of the universities in Miami, and he is bringing Web3, working on bringing Web3 to the students in Miami. So because you have people who are watching, if you want, I'm going to do a giveaway for 2 of those NFTs. If they join our Discord, they have to say they watched this show, and we can airdrop anybody who's never had an NFT. We can do an airdrop for them. Wait, I'm gonna turn off my notifications 1 second. So for those people who are curious about NFTs and they want to know more, that are listening, we'll be airdropping. Price at launch would be about $220 for 1 NFT. So once the sale starts, and by the end of the day, we are hoping to sell out, and we will actually give 2 people from this chat that are watching and want to know what it is. They should have MetaMask, and if they have MetaMask, then we'll pick 2 people to airdrop, but they have to reference that they saw me on your show. And another thing I have to let your audience know is I have a scammer or 2 on Twitter, so they have to make sure if you can just link my real Twitter after the show, that would be good, because I don't want people to get scammed.
Absolutely. I'll leave it in the comments and I'll pin it so people can follow the link. And actually, because you brought Miami and the kids, I told you that I've picked up a few of your tweets that I would like for us to for you to tell us exactly what stands behind them. This is a tweet from 8th of December. You said, "This week spent in Miami has been phenomenal. We had meetings with several community leaders, universities, primary and secondary schools in the Miami area to educate, empower and equip students for Web3. So, could you please just tell us the story, how does Miami education on the topic of Web3 looks like, and in your opinion, should this be taught in schools? And obviously at the moment, at least in Bulgaria, it's like that, schools really do not prepare us for real life. I wouldn't say that they're teaching us things that shouldn't be taught, but I would say that they're not as practical as a lot of other topics that could be really, preparing young adults for their adult life.
Honestly, in the US too. In the US, they don't prepare, and it's you can pick maybe few countries that actually, oh my God, this is annoying. I don't know why my try and just shut down this. I've been trying to close it, and it just was, my telegrams blow up a lot. But anyway, so I believe that I'll just ignore it. I believe that because we're in a digital revolution, and as people of color in the 1980s, we were not presented the opportunity. We didn't know about the internet. AOL, you had to pay money to get AOL or any internet that was available, you had to pay. Now, people who are coming from low-income families, they couldn't afford internet. They didn't know about the internet. So it took almost 10 years before, or even 15 years before, most people were able to access the internet. And by then, people had made a lot of money on the internet. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to prepare with the new internet. It's open access, decentralized. That's why it's called decentralized. Everything is open. Anybody can access Web3. You can go to OpenSea.io and you can access NFTs. You can go on in the metaverse. You can, find NFTs that will take you. You see, Facebook is tapping into the metaverse because they know that's a new internet. So what we're doing, this young professor is a very young guy, 27 years old. He's very passionate about educating people young children, and especially the ones in underrepresented communities that would not otherwise have access to this information. I would say kids, the ones in the hood. And he is actually working with the cryptocurrency task force of Miami to make sure that we don't leave people behind this time. We don't leave people of color behind. We don't leave women behind. We don't leave young people behind. We want to make sure that by the time Web3 is a well-known term, or by the time the metaverse is, before even Facebook kind of goes deep into the metaverse, when people are using their avatars in the metaverse, young people are well educated about it. So that's why I'm excited. I love education. I love educating young people. So for me, this is a very project, and also because the founder is very young and he's very, the life he's building is all surrounded by education. He's first generation from, Haiti. And Haiti is a very poor country. So some of the proceeds they're going to be giving to nonprofit organizations that bring children out of the fact that, hey, you can be in the hood, but come over here, let me show you how to get ahead. So yeah, that's what it is. Yes, I believe is the name of the project. And currently in Miami, but we also want to do Houston area.
Okay, awesome, amazing. Okay, Brenda, pretty much our time is up. We have to wrap things up, but could you please give a friendly advice to people who are new into crypto, some do's and some don'ts?
Okay, so do's, I would tell you to research. Just because an influencer is tweeting about a project doesn't mean you should ape into the project, because some of the projects that you're aping into are probably at the top. I would just probably look on CoinGecko, check the total supply, the market cap, go into their Telegram, see what people are saying about the project before you go into it. Because you can learn a lot on Telegram, actually. You can learn very much, as how I've learned about a lot of projects. Sometimes I go into a community, even in Discord, and if the community is not presenting me, I'm not getting a good vibe from it, I'm not going to invest in the project. But I also do my research, get to know the team. Make sure you stay away from founders who are anonymous. Anonymous was a thing back in 2017. It's not a thing now. I wouldn't suggest, or I wouldn't recommend anybody to invest in a project. Why are the founders anonymous? So that's my don't invest in a project where there's potentially, I just think it's potential for rug pull if I don't know who the founders are.
Okay, all right, thank you so much for your time. Thanks to everyone who stayed until the end, I see. And so yeah, we'll see each other tomorrow at the Daily Show. And thank you, Brenda, again for visiting us in Bulgaria.
Thank you so much, Plamen, for inviting me. It's been an awesome talk. Thank you.
Have a good evening, guys. Bye.